Sziasztok! Hello, hello! Sziasztok! Good afternoon! Sziasztok! Hello, dear friends! One more live with Pentart products, of course. What else? Hi, Jill. How are you? Hi, hi, hi. Hi, everybody. Hello, Kathy from New Orleans. Hello, everybody from all over the world. Welcome to one more live with Pentart products. So today I'm gonna show you an aging technique for a frame, and I will add the decorative element on the bottom. See you, Juliana! And let's start working to see how we can change a nice 1 minute to check something more. Yes. I will add or this and this on the top. These are better. Or no. Let's see. Okay. So let's start to see how we can change a simple frame, a wooden frame, okay, with the new Pentart products. And let's start our work. I put the camera down. Okay? It's okay here. You can see everybody. Now you can see, Jill, it's a frame. It's a simple frame. And I remove from behind the glass that you put the photo, or you can make decoupage, anything you like. And I will start with the new texture white primer. Okay? That helps the plaster works nicely on the top after. And of course is a primer that protects, and I will add in this way because I want to create a texture. It's all about texture also tonight. We want to create a lot of texture, so to look like something old. And also we are going to mix with the golden flakes. The gold blue, I love this color, is the M2 because it looks like the oxidize, like the patina style. Hello from Montenegro. Oh, a lot of people watching tonight. Montenegro, I never go to Montenegro, I love to go one day. You are neighbors of Greece, Montenegro. So the texture primer, it's a primer that has like a sand inside and give an extra texture in our project, but also it's a nice primer because stuck on the top any other of the other plaster we add on our project. For example, the loft sparkle or the structure plaster or the cracking plaster. The texture primer you can add with a roller, with a sponge, with a hard brush, with a soft brush, with anything you like. It's a very easy to apply primer. So 2 days left till the day I'm going to USA for hello Helen, to go to USA for a workshop that I have in California in the shop Vintage Retail Therapy by Mara, and I'm so excited because it's my first time that I will visit Los Angeles and San Diego, California generally. The ladies already, we don't meet, but they are so friendly and send me so nice messages. I prepared 2 projects with the new products of Pentart and 1 clock and 1 panel with a butterfly in mixed media style. And I'm so happy. I can show you to the end of the video tonight the project. So the texture primer, it's a water-based primer, okay? It's all my frame, 1 minute to apply here, the texture primer. And down there. Okay. So, texture primer, the first layer, it's a water-based primer. It's a primer with a texture like sand, like a thick, small sand inside, that when you apply gives an extra texture, but also it's a very good product for the beginning before you add any of the plaster of Pentart, okay? And now I will dry. Also, as you notice, it is a primer that dries very quickly. And I'm gonna show you closer to see the texture that already has the frame. Okay? Okay, and now for the next step, I'm going to add the new structure plaster from Pentart with a metallic palette knife. It's a plaster with a thickness, with it has the name structure, that means that has texture inside, you can see, okay? And I'm gonna take a little I'm gonna mix and now I will use my metallic palette knife and I'm going to add in this way first okay, because I want my palette knife get empty from the plaster. And then, with softly and delicate movements, I apply the plaster all around my frame, okay? I left some empty spots, I don't want to cover all, and in this way I will have different layers so I can easily transform this simple wooden frame in something old and vintage. Okay, so this plaster gives an extra texture in my work. So in a very delicate way, trying not to remove the plaster from my frame, I'm adding the plaster on the top, okay, in a very, very delicate way, and create different layers on my frame. And now I will clean my, where is my baby wipes? Here. Okay, I clean it very well. The structure plaster is a new product by Pentart that we can use them to create a different texture on the walls, on the doors, on furnitures, in any home decoration we like. It's thicker than the loft spackle and has a lot of texture inside and give us the impression of the old wall of something like old. And also is a plaster, very easy for stenciling. This is the big jar, the name is structure plaster. Okay, and you can use them also in your home decoration, in your wall, in any old furniture, in everything you want to transform. I forgot, with a hard brush, now I will add to my edges structure plaster. Okay, I will take from here and with a round hard brush, this one that we have for the stencil, I'm gonna add also inside and to the edges the structure plaster. Okay. And all around, in this way, take structure plaster and adding with a hard brush. Try to cover all my surface of my wooden frame. To have the same material, the structure plaster. Let's go on this side. Of course, if in a spot you add more structure plaster, you can remove it after with a sandpaper. You can sand your plaster with a sandpaper or with another tool that I'm going to show you. Okay. The important is to have in all the frame the plaster. Diana, sorry, in Montenegro, do you have Pentart? Ten years ago, in the most of the countries of the former Yugoslavia, like Serbia, Bosnia, it was very popular, the craft classes, and a lot of people craft this period. Okay, I was adding in all my frame the structure plaster, and now I will dry so I can show you closer and I will let it a little dry, and now I'm going to my elastic decorative frame element to add again the texture primer, to give an extra texture. Hi, Elizabeth. Did you go back to Norway? Did you come finally to Greece for holidays? Okay, I'm adding texture primer and I let it dry. And let's continue our work now. I'm going to dry my frame. Here. Of course, the structured plaster, as you understand, if you are going to use on your on a wall in your house, need some hours to dry. Doesn't dry completely, but with tonight's example, I want to show you that these home decor products, we can use them also in smaller objects to change the decoration and to transform them in something vintage, something in brocante style, as you call. So I hope I will come to Norway, Elizabeth, finally to meet you. I don't know if I mentioned, we can make also stencil with the structured plaster, and we will have a result with a stencil that has a lot of texture. Okay. Okay, so to continue, now I want my frame to look more vintage, and I want in some parts to have cracks. So I'm gonna use the new cracking plaster. And on the top of the cracks, you are going to see what we are going to do to the next. Using the new cracking plaster, before we have to add the cracking plaster primer. It's a primer that helps the craquelé works better and give us better cracks, but also keep the craquelé on the top, doesn't as cracking go out and destroy our work. So in the point that I want to have the cracks, I'm gonna add with a soft brush the cracking plaster primer. The cracking plaster primer is also a water-based product. In the beginning is white, but as drying becomes transparent. And let's find here how to open. Okay, I open just a little. I needed to add more power. Let's use the baby wipe. Anyway, and this part it's okay. I can put my brush inside. And I'm using a soft brush and I'm going to add a little cracking primer to the edges, okay? A little here, little here, on the corners. And on the bottom. Here that I'm going to add my decorative elements, I want to have the more cracks. Okay, so to be behind my decorative elements, I want to appear cracks. Okay, so adding on the plaster, the structure plaster, and on the edges the cracking plaster primer, and now I'm going, it's also a water-based product, I'm going to add to dry, and then I will add the cracking plaster, okay? Dry very quickly. Okay, stuck, and now I'm going to use the cracking plaster here. This is the cracking plaster, and I'm going to take off a little with a palette knife. Or 1 minute to check. Okay, palette knife. So I'm going to add the cracking plaster here. Okay. Here. Here. I just adding with my palette knife the cracking plaster. Oh, oh! Something fall down. Okay, let's see. Let's work better. So I'm adding here and there the plaster. Okay. Bianca, hola Bianca, ¿qué tal, amigo? And now I will use this silicone palette knife and gently, okay, I apply on the top of my frame. I don't want to cover the structure plaster, but I will give an extra texture in my frame with the craquelé plaster. Okay, so I can take a little here and add on the edges. Just clean my silicone palette knife. Adding a little with a metallic, and then trying to apply in all the edges, okay? So in a delicate way, without covering the structure plaster, but in some spots I'll have the cracking plaster. And this is it. We finish with the plasters. And now we'll begin to paint the frame. 1 minute only to dry. Give me just 1 minute to clean my hands. And then I will dry the frame. This technique that I show you tonight will be nice if your frame has also some Baroque elements or some stripes, will look much better. To close the jar. So, cracking plaster, it's a new product, water-based, give amazing cracks, like if you add on a wall, your wall will look like broken and damaged from the pass of the time. Okay, the cracks that gives the cracking plaster, see as you did, are very natural. and gives a very, very beautiful cracks. It's one of my new favorite product of Pentart, of the Gold Decor products that launched last January. And now Pentart is ready to announce some new products that are very useful for the people that paint. Do you remember on the past that we had made the easy painting technique? So this new product by Pentart will be very useful for the easy painting technique that we had made. And we have new things to see with Pentart, and I think they announce now in September. So now, naturally, we left the cracking plaster cracks without using an embossing gun or a hair dryer, because if the plaster dry without heating gives more natural cracks. Now with the, of course we don't have a lot of time, now that I'm using the embossing gun will give smaller cracks. So if you are going to use the new cracking plaster, please let the plaster works without heating gun. The result will be amazing. Now I can see the cracks. I'm gonna show you also closer. And of course, as more cracking plaster you add, as bigger cracks you'll have. As less cracker you add, you will have... No, I don't have it yet, Jill. Only Sylvia mentioned something about the new products, and she told me that when they are ready, they will send me all the information. I just know that one of the new products will be oil paint. Bianca, did you get in Mexico? In Mexico. In Greece, we say Mexico. The new products, the Gold Decor products, did you get them? Okay, my plaster continue to cracks. I'm gonna show you closer the cracks. I hope you can see them. And now it's good for this technique to have, you the same. Yes, Sylvia told me they are not ready. So you can find in the shop with the constructors a tool like this, and what you can do, if you want more chippy effect, you can hit. You see here it's not dry. You can hit to have more chippy effect, and then it's not dry completely. You can. I will dry more. Okay, let me dry more, and then I'm gonna show you. So I'm gonna use the bigger heating gun that I have, that dry quicker. And I will let it get cold a little, because this gun, it has a lot of power. But I'm gonna show you till the frame dry. This is the one project I'm gonna teach in California. It's a vintage clock. I have a wall art, I have leather effect, I have tapestry effect, scrapbooking paper from the Voyage, the album of Stamperia, molds from the new molds by Stamperia, and this mold is from La Blanche. Here it's air dry clay. This is the one project I'm going to teach in California. Stencil with wall art and antique lazur on these two parts. It's different parts on the clock with different techniques. So this is the one project, and the second project is this butterfly. I'm not going to do this part because I was not sure if I like it or not. They are going to do this background that looks old, like a broken wall, and the two compositions, this one and this one, with a new metallic lazur and glitter and a lot of castings. So these are the two projects for California. And I hope I can teach them also one day to Europe. And now I'm gonna show you. So with this tool we hit, and then still it's not dry, but it doesn't matter. Give a texture, okay? It's better than a sandpaper, this one. Thank you, Tina. I must fix this on the top. Okay, so this is very useful also if you make furniture, okay? And this tool gives you a very cheapy and nice effect in your work, okay? You can find in the shop for the constructors, and especially to the edges. I'm gonna fix just a little here. So what I'm going to do, because it was not wet, but I'm going to add just a little cracking plaster, and then I will dry, so to cover this area, because I didn't like the result, okay? One minute to fix on this side. Okay, so I need a palette knife and just adding a little plaster here. It was not completely dry, that's why makes me this. But don't worry, as more layers you have, as more vintage will look your project, okay? And just a little here in the corner that was not dry. I will add a little plaster with a simple palette knife. And till this dry, I'm going to use heavy body gel, heavy body gel here. It's heavy body gel, and I'm going to glue with heavy body gel my casting. It's an elastic casting, looks like the castings of elastic wood, but this is another material. It's a white elastic, but you can create, you can use a casting from the molds that you have in your house, okay, to decorate a simple frame. So I put it here on the top and will glue immediately, because we know, everybody know that heavy body gel, it's a material that always work and always give us amazing results. It's the strongest glue in the world. So clean the extra heavy body gel that go out from my frame. I think it's in the center, Yes. It's everything okay. Push a little so to glue better, and now dry try to dry the cracking plaster so I can paint on the top. You did something right, you did. Okay, so it's hot. Now I'm going to paint with wall paints, and I'm gonna use, which one? The velvet green from the new wall paints. The new wall paints, it's paints that you can paint a wall in your house, are paints with strong pigment, and with one layer you can paint a wall in your house. It's a new product by Pentart, the wall paints. And I'm gonna use a soft brush again. And I'm going to paint all my frame with this color, okay? It's a nice color, the velvet green. I love this color. If you wanted to make something vintage, something old, it's one of my favorite colors. So let's turn on this side because I can paint better. Some details here. So I'm using a soft brush. You can see it's a nice color, a rich color, has strong pigment. Sometimes using the new wall paints, I think I'm using ink paint because it's so strong, the pigment. And also are paints that if you spray with water becomes more powerful. Hello Carla. Hi Carl, where are you come from? Okay, here in the corner to paint a little inside. Okay. Are you coming from UK? You are a friend of Jill? So I hope soon I'll come also to Hungary for classes. I miss Hungary. I have to come from last September. It's almost 1 year now. And I miss you all in Hungary so much. Also one day I hope I visit again UK, because I have to came for classes in UK before COVID. But now it's time for California. Saturday I'm leaving from Athens and I will stay 1 week to Los Angeles and San Diego. I have 2 days classes and I'm so happy that I make new friends in USA. I will meet again some ladies that I met last September in Atlanta, but also some new ladies. Ah, it's the person that you are going for classes, Jill. I see the post. It's 2 men that have a very nice shop. Jill organized to make 3 days together, a workshop there. So it's close to Manchester, eh? I remember well, Jill, you live in Manchester. So paint all my frame with a velvet green, okay? Okay. Hi, Denise. And now I will dry again. we can find a place, Jill. A community center or a hall that we can organize something. Okay, dry the color, and now it's time for one of my favorite glue of Pentart, the tacky glue. The tacky glue is the glue that we use for the golden flakes or the golden foil. And what I'm going to do, I will add here on my table that it's already destroyed, and I was thinking yesterday to paint all my office in a darker color, a darker gray or something to change it. Let's see if I have glue. No, I have to cut with a scissor a little on the top. Here. So, I'm going to add on my table the tacky glue, and I'm going to take a small brush, and I'm going to add to my decorative element, okay. You see, it's not dry, the paint completely, but I can add and now I will add a little glue in the corners, here and here, okay. For this you can use also a hard brush. A hard brush is better because go deeply the glue. Let's find a hard brush. This one, for example, is good. So in the corners, a little here. And then I'm going here a little on the edges, left and right, and I'm gonna add just a little tacky glue. I'm going in the corner here, and here, and in the middle, a little up here, okay. And I can also just a little here and here. So I will let the glue dry. Clean my brush, so I will let a little the tacky glue works. Okay. Yes, it's great glues. I know. It's my favorite, this one. And close. So this glue is a water-based glue, is special for any gilding, for golden flakes, golden leaves, everything that it's gold, silver, you understand what I mean. The name is Hobby Glue Tacky, this one. Don't confuse with the classic Hobby Glue. It's different, okay? It's not like, I don't know where I have the classic Hobby Glue. You know the classic Hobby Glue. This is a Hobby Glue Tacky, okay? And it's very useful for golden flakes and etc. etc. So, now that the glue dry, if I wanted to add a little more texture to my decorative element and make it more brocante style, what I can do, I can use the brocante powder, okay, and with my hand add just a little brocante powder on the top. So add the brocante powder to make it more brocante style and give more texture to my decorative element, and heat again with the hard brush, the hard round brush, to go deeply the brocante powder and stick to my decorative element, okay? And take more texture, so looks more old. Clean my brush very well. This is, you know, a classic stencil brush, but it's good for apply the tacky glue. And I will dry a little, so the tacky glue becomes stronger. The tacky glue is one glue that as drying becomes stronger and stronger, and the golden flakes of the leaves stick better on the top. As you can see, as drying becomes transparent, okay, and now I'm gonna use the gold blue. The number is M2 flakes. It's the flakes that looks like oxidized, okay. I will put on the top of my element. And now I'm going to use the classic hard brush by Stamperia, because this one you can apply better the flakes. Okay. So little by little. And look that even that I add the leaves, the flakes, the casting doesn't lose the texture that has and give me this beautiful brocante effect. Okay? Look how beautiful combination it is, green with the golden flakes. But this color, also one other color of the golden flakes that will look very nice with this is the bronze. Look how old my castings look. And also the leaves go deeply to the craquelé, and the result, it's so beautiful. Oop. This brush of Stamperia, my God, I'm using so many years. It's my favorite brush. You can use it in so many techniques. I call it magic brush. So let's put to the edges. Here that I added the tacky glue, okay? Left and right. I take just a little. Needs more. Come on, come on. Get out. Don't stay inside the jar. So with this brush, you clean in one way, not in this way and this way, only in one way, and the golden flakes stick and you can apply much easier and better. And let's go now to turn on you so you can see the result. In the corners, up here, look how the frame transformed in something very old and very vintage, like it was a golden frame and left the gold parts, or oh my God, fall down my phone. Oh my God. Did you hear my ah? Are you online? It's okay? I was surprised, I see what fall from the heaven down. So let's add just a little more here. Stay inside, don't go out, otherwise I feel so embarrassed with my, how I scream. Sorry. I thought, I hope you are not afraid of my screaming. So clean now to one place my frame, okay? And here we are full of flakes. Okay. So this is the result till now. Oh my God, I see what happened. Now I need just a little, two more elements. I will take, are you online? I cannot see your comments. Are you online? Oh. Okay, now I will take a sea sponge, spray with water. Okay. And I'm going to add the gold lazur antique. It's lazur, it's not paint. It's a semi-transparent product by Pentart. The color is patina green. So I'm gonna take a little with my sea sponge and I'm going to apply on the top and go just a little inside. Also on my flakes, and then spray a little with water. Okay. Again, take a little gold lazur antique. Go all around my frame. And spray with water. Some people will say, but you spraying water on the golden flakes, and maybe this is not correct because the golden flakes will lose their they get destroyed. Don't worry, it's a small, how to say, quantity of water, and it's not going to destroy your your golden flakes, okay? So here and there with the sea sponge, in the beginning I'm adding the gold azure antique, okay? And all my casting, and then I remove, like making wipe off, and give like a whiteness, like the patina effet, the two colors together, the dark and the lighter, okay? In this way I give an extra vintage look to my work, and connect the parts of the green and the gold. Okay. Hola, hola cariño. ¿Qué tal? Ari, my good friend, I miss you. So this was the patina green. The patina green gold azure antique. And one more product I'm gonna use now to the end. I will dry very well now my work. And I will take the next product. Let's take the bigger gun, so dry quickly. Okay. Come on, come on. Now, for the plasters, for me, the best product is to seal all the work, and when you are using the loft spackle or the structure plaster or any other plaster, the best product for me is the soft touch varnish. You remember this? It's one of the old, the Decor Varnish Soft Touch. It's not a new product by Pentart, okay? So I'm going to seal now my work with the varnish. Let's take a hard brush, a soft brush, okay? And I'm going to seal all my work with the soft touch varnish. I'm working quickly because you know the lives with Pentart it's 1 hour, so in 1 hour try to show you as more as I can from the techniques, okay? So apply the soft varnish to seal my work. The cracking plaster continue to cracks and cracks also to the parts that I add the metallic flakes and give me now an amazing vintage result. So adding the soft touch varnish and to the end dry again. Here the varnish dry with my brush because I have a lot of layers and the primer go deeply. And the primer and the varnish go deeply. In the cracks. And now I'm going to use one more wall azure antique, the amber, to make it more vintage my work. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the gold azure antique, the amber, I'm going to do in small parts, little by little, okay? And now I'm going to take 2 baby wipes, 1, 2, and I'm going to clean in this way, in delicate way, from up to down, so gives me an amazing vintage result. Go deeply down to the cracking plaster, and I can see the cracking plaster better. Now, okay, you clean as more as you like to be vintage your work. Don't forget to cover all your work with the Lazur Antique Amber. It's a Lazur from the new Lazur with a very strong pigment. And now again, in a delicate way, I remove the Lazur, and the Lazur go deeply to my cracks and show me this vintage look and effect. Always you remove to one way. I will explain you what I mean. Of course you make in the edges so to look. So when you use the baby wipe, always you are going in a clean area, but you don't use the baby wipes, for example, like this, up and down. Only from one way, and turn to clean area, and turn again in a clean area, from up and down, okay? Delicate, in a delicate way and very softly. And one more part, this part. Clean and turn in clean area and remove the extra Lazur Antique, and the Lazur Antique go deeply inside my frame and deeply to the cracking plaster, okay? Apply also to the edges. Okay, clean and here, clean and here, very softly. Always you work using the products and every technique in a very delicate way without pushing your hands and create. Okay, now what we have one product that usually use with a hard brush is from the Chalky collection, the cream white, because it's thick the color and gives you always beautiful result. Take a little in a hard brush, clean here, and I'm going very, very softly and make a dry brushing, okay? To all my frame, a dry brushing. In this way I give a more vintage look, okay? And now if you love more the golden parts or the effect, you can use the metallic lazur, the bronze, Let's use another brush, a clean brush. So take metallic lasur and I'm going chuk 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 here to my casting and adding on the top a little bronze lasur, okay? And I can add a little on the edges to give a light, okay? All around. Of course, everything must dry, and when will dry will show, you know, comes the colors up. So, I'm gonna show you closer. So you can see the cracking parts here, you can see the craquelin, and here. But you know, when now everything dry comes up, the colors, the golden flakes, the plasters, all this vintage look. And this is how you can transform in something antique, a simple wooden frame, okay, in something elegant and old and vintage, okay. I hope you like tonight's class. So, for those that come in California, I'm gonna see you in a few days. The rest of you, I'm gonna see you after 6 October, because except if I have a live between 20 and 28 of September, I don't know, Pentacolor will tell me, because I'm going from 13 September to 20 to California, and from 28 September till 6 October to the wedding of my beloved niece, okay, in Spain. So, and this will be also my summer holidays, these two. Let's say it's my holidays. So thank you all for watching. Till our next live with Pentart products. Stay creative, stay healthy, have fun, and never stop creating, okay? This is my motto, okay. Thank you all, bye bye, kisses.